Alright guys, it's time for the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is all about fate. It's all about destiny. It's all about the way things turn, right? The ups and the downs, the highs and the lows, and all of these things make up your life. So in this specific card, you can see the two people on top. They're having a raucously good time sitting on top of the wheel, and then someone else is falling off. So it's kind of like sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. Sometimes you're over here, sometimes you're over there. Sometimes things are going your way, sometimes they're not. It's all about the ebb and the flow and the movement. Okay? Now, when I move into this card, let me really feel it. It feels to me like all choices are available, right? Like all the different probabilities are available to you. So when I think about future things, I don't really see things as set in stone. I see things as probable realities, right? Like there's this probable reality and this one and this one and this one. And it kind of depends on what you're feeling, what you're thinking, what you're deciding, what you're manifesting, what you are vibrating at, what you're speaking into your reality, right? What you're choosing, basically what you're resonating at is kind of going to dictate what it is that you're creating as you move forward in your life and what your results are going to be. So this card to me means choose your probability, right? Like you get to choose, you're able to do so, like you are in complete command of your reality. This is where you step into your power, you choose what you want. It's like you decide your fate. It's where you keep the faith even when it looks like things are not happening, right? So even if you're at the bottom of the wheel, right? And in this image, the bottom person is crying. So even if you're at the bottom of the wheel, you still have faith in the universe. You still choose love. You still choose what is important to you. You still choose what you really desire. You still choose what you know to be true inside of you, irregardless of what's going on outside of you, right? Because things can look tumultuous outside of you and difficult and not going your way, right? Hence the up and downness of the wheel, right? But you can remain centered inside of yourself despite the fact that all these circumstances around you are happening. And not only that, by being centered within yourself, you can choose the reality that you're wanting. You can continue to speak into reality what you want, right? And continuously vibrate at your desire and not let all these outside things like derail you. This card really feels to me about faith. It feels like choices. It feels like choosing to hold inside of you what is true, and knowing that even if something outside of you is happening that you don't necessarily like or you don't necessarily want, you can still hold the faith, you can still choose what you want, and you can still manifest what you desire, right? So it's almost like don't be fooled by outside circumstances. Don't be fooled that it looks like fate's not on your side. No. You are the magic ingredient that is creating the life that you want, right? And so you don't need to be derailed by whatever is happening outside of you, right? Okay, so the other thing I feel about this card is it's very much like remembering ultimate truth. Remembering what you've always known to be true inside of you. Even if there's a temporary setback, go back to what's true. Go back to what you've always known. Go back to, what you knew. You just knew was always going to be the thing that would happen for you, that you've decided and that you've always wanted, right? So if I reverse this energy and I move into the reversed Wheel of Fortune, it feels to me like somebody who is absolutely being tossed and turned by fate, somebody who feels very reactive no matter what fate hands them. They have a victim response, right? No matter what life throws at you. If it's a good thing, they're elated. If it's a bad thing, they're deflated, right? So their inner compass is shook if something outside of them happens, right? If something bad occurs, they'll magnify it and then focus on that and then everything will turn into that, and then they'll get more of that, and then they'll feel like, oh my goodness, like I'm out of control here, not realizing they've always been in control, right? They've always been, I don't know if control is the right word. They've always been able to be in command, right? And sometimes being in command means surrendering. Okay, but being in command does mean going with the flow, right? It does mean going in the flow with the truth of the universe. That's what I'm looking for. Going in the flow with universal truth, with faith, and what you know that you just know, okay? So if the Wheel of Fortune is reversed, you are resisting your inner guidance, you are resisting truth, you're resisting what you know to be true, you're being reactive, you're taking everything outside of you at like face value, you're not seeing the deeper meaning, and you're not holding true to what you feel is real inside of you. You are being tossed around by everything, and you feel like fate isn't on your side, and you're just unlucky, and like that whole like line of thinking, right? So that to me is what the Wheel of Fortune reversed means.